Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's time for WWE Evolve Event Center, where wrestling action involves the WWE ID prospects, the PC prospects, and indie wrestlers from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the man to bring you the wrestling report and action from the WWE Evolve Event Center, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans on 1977 episode 2458 of the show. And we're going to be talking about Evolve in just a few minutes because there's some news from my from my show. I usually make a lot of changes to thumbnails, and with the latest release, with the latest contract expiration date with Karrion Kross and his wife Scarlett. There were reports that WWE did offer him a contract, but not Scarlett, and I think Karrion Kross refused to take the deal because of the fact it doesn't include his wife Scarlett. And it shows dedication. Got a lot of respect for Karrion Kross to show that dedication to his lovely wife. And hey, if I had a wife as beautiful as Scarlett, I'd do the same thing. Refuse the contract. It's like, if my wife's not involved, I'm not involved. So, and that's the way I think. It's like, take us as a package deal or no deal. So it was no deal, unfortunately. So Karrion Kross has left the WWE. So with that in mind, with him and Scarlett gone, Scarlett was part of the Raw roster, and I had her as part of my thumbnail, along with Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Io Sky. But now I'm going to replace her with Stephanie Vaquer. So be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that thumbnail in the future, in the near future, because I am going to work on that thumbnail Monday Night Raw. So just be on your toes for that. And be on your toes for that. Now, the situation with Naomi, there's rumors going around. There was one rumor saying that she might be pregnant. If that's the case, if that is the case, now take it with a grain of salt. If it's a pregnancy thing, I think what should happen, if that's the case, have Naomi come out the next Monday night on Raw, this coming Monday night, with the Women's World title, and say, hey, this is what's going on. I have to vacate the title. I'm not medically cleared to compete at all. Hands the title to Adam Pearce, and since Io Sky was owed a title shot, and so does definitely Vaquer for winning the match in Evolution, I think at Clash in Paris, Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer should fight each other for the vacant Women's World Championship. Only if Naomi is pregnant. If that's the case. And if I were WWE, I would think on my feet if that. So I'm sure the WWE probably has that as a backup plan should that be the case with Naomi. So, aka Trinity Fatu. So we'll find out eventually what goes down, because I know Io Sky's oldest shot, and I know Stephanie Vaquer's oldest shot. So oldest shot of the title. So this, that's what should happen. If that's the case, if Naomi makes an announcement via social media or something like that she's pregnant or something like that, and if she says I'll address it more on Monday Night Raw, then that should be the case. If it's that, I don't know. I really don't know. Don't take my word for it. Just we have to look out. Keep play things by ear. See what happens. But if that was the case, that would be a nice suggestion. Get Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer, and for the vacant Women's World title, winner will face Rhea Ripley. So that's what I think should happen next, But Io's mind could be occupied with Asuka. Asuka can get involved in this situation as well. So it's gonna be a very interesting situation how everything goes. Because the Raw Women's Division is up in the air right now, Now I know Becky Lynch is trying to look for her next challenger for the Women's Intercontinental title, and it looks like Natalya could be the next target. If Natalya wins the Intercontinental title, I think her, Brett, and Owen will be the first uncle-niece connection to wear the Intercontinental title. So that's something. Or we had a first father and son connection, Mr. Perfect Curtis Axel. and then the second father-son connection, Rey and Dominic Mysterio. So on the men's side, so who knows what's going to happen in this? Speaking of Dominic, I have written down possibly 10 or even more than 10 wrestling personalities that I cannot stand. I'm talking about on-screen character personalities. You know, I don't know how they are in real life, so I'm going to stay away. So I'm going to stay away from that. So I'll find out for sure what the story is with that list, and that list will be coming very, very soon. So just to let you know, just to let you good folks know what is happening for my channel and for what some of the other wrestling reports that were coming out. So and Red Sox lost again. So the Red Sox lost 2-3 against Houston. So kind of feel bad, but the Red Sox got to do something and bounce back, because if they don't, you know, they're probably going to lose out in the AL East. Because right now, I thought, they're surging close to it, but now it's like they try to take one step forward, they take 2 steps back. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Weekend, I think they're coming back home to Fenway for a short homestand. I don't know. So I think that's the case. So I really don't know what's going on. So don't worry about that. We're not going to talk baseball right now. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk WWE Evolve, and this is what happened. Tate Wilder went up against who was making his Evolve debut against Brooks Jensen, the veteran of NXT, and Jensen ended up winning the matchup. But then Jordan Oasis shows up after the matchup as Jensen retreats. It seems like Jordan Oasis wants a piece of Brooks Jensen. So Wendy Chu was laughing as she looks at the monitor. What is she laughing at? Was she watching what's going on in Evolve? And it's the first time you see Wendy Chu kind of like have that cackling laugh or even smile. She's always looking, looking always weird. Wendy Chu. Then Adrenaline Drip. And that will be Jack Cartwheel. And then first ever WWE ID champion Cappuccino Jones. And they were hanging out in the gym doing their training. And then newcomers, the Space Cowboy Jax Presley and Gnarly Harley Riggins interrupt them. So I think they're the newest Evolved talent that we need to look out for. So it's Space Cowboy Jax Presley and Gnarly Harley Riggins. Those are the 2 gentlemen we need to look out for. Evolve champion Jackson Drake, along with Swipe Right and Zayda Steele, confronting Bryce Donovan about last week. He said, we should have taken the cover, and he said, he's tough. And he said, listen, I got you guys in a I got these 2 in a tag match, you in a matchup, and then you got Zayda Steele in the matchup. And and this is the battle of NXT veteran standouts Dante, Chen, and Edris Enofe, who calls himself the epitome of excellence. Edris Enofe does. And the gatekeeper, that is Dante Chen. And Dante Chen ended up winning that excellent matchup. Rich Holland was talking to Tate Wilder about his loss, and Tate Wilder said, hey, listen, the loss is, listen, we're here to evolve, right? Well, listen, I learned from that loss. I pick myself up, dust myself out, I'll try again. And then Rich Holland's trying to tell him that he's a failure and all that. It's one match, Rich. Come on. Boy, Rich Holland on there. Rich Holland, you're a dumb idiot. You know that? It's just one match. I would if I get pinned in my first matchup, I said, dude, it's just one match, okay? I still yet to get my feet wet here, if you don't mind. Don't tell me I'm a failure after one loss. Rich Holland's an idiot, man. I'm telling you. Maybe a rugby player, you probably got one too many hits to the head during his rugby days. Meanwhile, Stevie Turner was talking to Kylie Ray about challenging for a women's eliminator match. She's got one next week, and I forget against whom. But then Jordan Oasis talks to Stevie Turner about, he goes, I want to get my hands on Brooks Jensen. She goes, you know what, just chill out, take a week, and we'll go. And it's like, you got it. So there's that. Layla Diggs was accompanied by Mason Holiday. Seems like there are a couple of ladies that could be on the rise. And against the real deal, Zayda Steele of the Vanity Project. Bryce Donovan was in her corner. And the 2 ladies had a great match. Bryce Donovan got involved a couple of times, but then the referee ejects him, distracting Zayda Steele. Bryce Donovan says, "I'm sorry." Then, and then Layla Diggs ends up picking up the victory over the ID prospect Zayda Steele. But now here's the thing: I don't think Bryce Donovan nearly fits within the Vanity Project. He's a big guy. I think he needs to be on his own, Bryce Donovan. I don't think he quite fits in with the Vanity Project. Maybe, because I think Swipe Right and Jackson Drake have been using him as some kind of bodyguard thing, and Zayda Steele too. I think you're going to see the Vanity Project oust Bryce Donovan, and once that happens, man, I don't know. So, and Jamar Hampton was talking to It's Gal. It's Gal was talking about lifting weights and stuff and chest day, and he said, "I'll show you how it's done next week in the middle of the ring." We'll find out for sure. And Chewy Martinez interviewed Sean Legacy as and Ice Williams addresses Legacy via video. I don't know why, but then Sean Legacy, well, I respect Ice Williams, but I have to show him. I think Sean Legacy still wants to show Keon Carver a thing or two. But then the women's title eliminator matchup, Tyra May Steele against Karmen Petrovic. And this was like a matchup in this eliminator matchup. And Karmen Petrovic finished off the Olympian with the Petrifier and her Petrifier kick, 1, 2, 3. The victory goes to Karmen Petrovic, who will be one step closer to challenging Kylie Armstrong for the Evolve Championship. Kylie Armstrong came out and applauded her. I believe Kylie Ray has a match next week, and I forget against whom, but it'll be another eliminator matchup. I think it was Zayda Steele. I'm not so sure, but we'll see what happens there. Well, that's all the time we have. Episode 2458, excuse me. And we will get to the next episode. It'll be Dynamite. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and door for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.